Hello everyone! I wanted to show you how to make tiny dollhouse pillows. I learned this technique from another series I was doing with the Japanese ryokan Cutely DIY house. And so I used that same kind of style to make tiny pillows for this. So you take a piece of fabric. This one's for something else, so it's not the right shape, but it'll be rectangular. You fold it with the pattern side in. So if it was, let's say, this size, for example, and you would fold it with the pattern in, and then you sew it on two sides. So for example, here and here. Okay, so remember, rectangular shape, fold it on itself, sew on two sides, leaving a pocket open. So once you have that pocket, you flip it to where the right side is out. Here you can see I flipped this, so I have sewn it on two sides. The other side is the fold, right, because it was just a rectangular piece. And then you put some stuffing in it. So it doesn't need a lot of stuffing, just kind of a small amount like this. Okay, so the more stuffing you put in, the fluffier the pillow will be, the more shape it has. So if you want a flat pillow, less stuffing, kind of 3D, more fluffy pillow, you add more stuffing. So then you're going to do this last part. So I found that the first couple pillows I tried to sew this corner with the machine as well. So I would leave just a small hole to put the stuffing in, but it didn't go so well. When I flipped it inside out, the fabric is so small that the flipping process would always rip that corner seam out anyway. So that's why I leave this whole line undone. And be careful when you do the flipping inside out, because, or flipping back right side out, because it will start to unravel here at the end. So they're so small, it's very difficult to keep them from ripping or sew. So be careful with that. After you have the stuffing in, you do the kind of tucking this inner seam in process. So let me do that down here so it's a little bit easier to see. The camera will hopefully focus down here. So you fold this in. Maybe you can see if my hands aren't in the way. Kind of pinch it together. So you can use like a tool like this to help. It's a very delicate process. Sometimes you get it easily, sometimes you don't. So once you kind of get the shape that you want, you're going to pin it, something like that. So you notice this is a little bit bumpier out, so I want to change that. Pull out some of the pin. I want this to be a straight edge. Going to tuck in some more. Try to get the sides even. And pin that. Okay, not too bad. So I might change that a little later, we'll see. So once you have one that's pinned, you have your needle and thread like this. I just put a knot on the end and then snipped off the little pieces that were a little long because I don't want them hanging out. And I'm going to start that from inside the pillow, but right at the edge, so that when I can get away with tucking it inside. So this material, because it's so small and tight, it's hard to work with a little bit with the hand sewing. So I use this tool to pull the needle through quite often. So here I'm going to start pulling this pin back, and I'm going to tuck in those threads that I just put in there. And I'm going to now attach both sides together. Okay, so that's my first First one, come back over. If you do a couple back and forth motions, it gets tough to pull out, so I use this tool. And basically you're going back and forth, but being careful not to pull out the seams, the threads at the end of the fabric, because they will just be frayed and unravel. Don't want that. Maybe that will be okay. Pin back a little more. Oh, don't get tangled. And back and forth. Okay, get back on that side. Oh, nope, I'm gonna use this. Okay. And pull the pin back a little. Back and forth. Come on. Good. Go ahead and pull that pin all the way out. Oop, I don't think it went in the other side. So if you go out of the pillow a little, it's not a big deal as long as your fabric or your thread is matching your fabric pretty well. So like here I went outside. This tiny kind of sewing is difficult, so. And people are not going to notice probably if you put that side as the back of the display anyway. So, okay, so I want this last kind of pubbly bit to tuck in so that I can get more of a corner here that matches the other side. And okay. Just on the side. Okay. Then I'm going to go under some of my other threads, give it a little knot under there. And then I like to go down under the seam one last time before I cut it, because that way it won't be sticking out past that knot too much. So then I go here and cut it, and then hopefully it will stay. All right, folks. So then you can fluff it up. You want it to be kind of fluffier. And there's your pillow. Hopefully this helps if you have projects that you're trying to make a little tiny pillow for. And good luck, because it's a little tough. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.